you'd like to know, we've recently hit 1 million followers on Facebook. And
Congratulations.
we ran like a small AMA kind of thing where we asked people to drop in questions for you. And we got like a whole bunch, so we shortlisted a few, which we'd love to ask you. This in mind, you said they're underserved. So how important is customer satisfaction for a business like us? And do you know of any sort of one story that we helped really like give legs to, and it's kind of taken off from them?
Yeah. So, see, there is in every service business, it's super important to actually serve customers well. But I'll tell you, my philosophy on this is do the basics right. Right. Don't try to be super cute. Don't try to necessarily create sort of aha moments. Aha moments are rare, but when they happen, they can really change things a lot. But they don't need to happen too often. Most often, you can just get the basic customer service done well, and you will actually grow your business through word of mouth. So I'll tell you about a customer of ours. I was in Pune recently, some weeks ago, and I met this customer. The customer is he must be mid-50s, I guess, something like that. He was a driver of an auto rickshaw in Pune, and he had been driving the auto for 25 years. So he told me this wonderful story of how, I mean, he starts basically at 8 in the morning and he ends at 9 o'clock at night. So he has 13-hour days driving the auto, and he's been doing that for 25 years, basically 7 days a week, right, in Pune. And it's and he has 2 kids. And with the money that he's been sort of saving up, driving his auto, he has gotten them to study. His elder son is actually finishing an MBA this year, is what he told me. I was super impressed that he is, in spite of his meager means, he has continued to invest in his kids' education. So he's gotten now. After this time, when the kids are pretty much at the more settled stage of their life, the customer is now thinking that, you know what, I might want to buy a home of my own, right? And he's identified this property. It's sort of a small property that he likes, and he's come to us for 11 lakh or 12 lakh rupee housing loan, right? Now, that's a customer. Literally, when I saw him and he took me to his auto and he showed me his dabba and he fed me from his dabba and all that. It was awesome. The cool thing is, you meet a customer like this, and you know that this customer has for years and years has cherished this dream of living in his own house, right? But has so far found himself out of sorts and has not had the means to do it. And now he finally sees that opportunity, and we are so privileged to be part of that journey when he's actually finding that solution. And once he sees this, it's not just that he's going to take a loan from you. Like, he's going to tell all his friends, and he's already telling me, you know what, I spoke to this guy and I spoke to that guy and I told them about what my experience has been and so on. And that's the power of doing the basic customer service right. Identify the right customer, give them the basic service right. You're not, as a loans provider, we cannot over glorify our role. We don't have that big a role in the customer's life. Their lives are going to intersect with us for a short period of time. If we are able to deliver value in that short period of time, if we are able to actually give them what they need in a way that is simple and sort of fulfills their basic desires, that goes a long way. That's all you need to do. You don't need to be a hero in our business.
So, that being said, if we had to put a differentiating factor to Piramal Finance from the other NBFCs out there, what do you think would be that one thing that we can say that puts us apart?
See, I don't know about one thing. I believe retail business is a detail business. It's a business of detail orientation, of execution, of creativity. And people who execute better, people who are more disciplined, who are willing to do the basics right again and again and again and again over multiple years, those are the guys that win, right? And so what I think is that fundamentally what we want to be is a company that is willing to take chances, that tries different things, where people are empowered to do what they want to do, and in terms of how we do our work, we do it in a laid back, sort of simple, casual, no stress kind of way, which allows people to bring their A games to work. And when you have a bunch of good people who are constantly delivering their A game because they are stress free, inevitably you will create value. So our core differentiator in many ways is going to be our culture and the type of company we are, the type of place to work we are able to create for everybody, and that's what is going to drive sustainable kind of advantage in quality execution.
That actually perfectly leads me to the next question. Is someone was curious that is the right strategy introducing a lot of products or focusing on a fair few and sort of scaling them big?
There's no particular right or wrong. Different strategies can be good for different people, and it's fine. Like I think right now I think this is the best strategy for us, is to do multiple things, right? And why do I think that? Because we are for better or for worse, we are a largish company, right? We have our kind of balance sheet in the consumer business is about 32,000 crores, and we have aspirations to grow it a lot. Let's say we'll grow it 2x, 3x over the next couple of years. Now, if you are in just one or two businesses, it becomes hard to deliver that kind of size and growth, right? There are no businesses in India which are that big, where you can build a 40,000 crore business and continue to grow it. Like there are a scarce few businesses which can individually lead you to that kind of size and growth. So that's a very pragmatic reason for why single businesses are hard for someone of our size. The other thing that I would also say is single businesses or kind of monolines tend to be much more impacted by cycles, right? If there is a credit cycle, and our business always suffers from cycles, it doesn't matter how good you are, you'll never be able to avoid a cycle. You can do slightly better than the next guy, but it's unlikely that you will entirely avoid cycles. So if you are going to go through cycles as it is, then being in a single business puts you at severe risk, because you are not going to be you're not going to have anywhere to hide when the particular business you are in goes through cycles. So for both those reasons, which is size and scale and portfolio composition and stress proofing it from potential cycles, from both those reasons, I just find multi-product strategy to be better for us. But that doesn't mean people can't build great kind of monoline businesses. People can. We just don't want to go there, and we want to go a different way.
And you've always mentioned having a very strong branch network, being there for your consumers, extremely important. So how does special projects like the Maitri branches that we've recently launched kind of play a big role here?
See, our customer lives in the physical world. They have a digital footprint and they do a lot of stuff digitally, but predominantly big life decisions they make in the physical world. I think for better or for worse, we got to embrace that fact. Maybe it will change in the years to come, but right now that's what it is. Our customer is not buying a house online. They are not doing their big life-changing decisions online, at least yet. Being present is a really big deal. Being in front of the customer is a really big deal. The old saying in the consumer market is very much true in our customers' case, which is कि जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. तो अगर आप दिख नहीं रहे हो कस्टमर को तो आपका माल नहीं बिकेगा. So you have to be there. You have to be where the customer is when they're making their big life decisions. And so I'm a big fan of branches. I have always been, and I continue to believe that for the Bharat customer, branches are a big part of the answer to the case in whatever business you want to crack. So we will continue to invest in branches. Now on Maitri, we've as you rightly referred to, we have started this new format where we are trying all women branches, and we are piloting it in a few places. And if it works well, hopefully we will scale it across the country. We are trying it in 5 locations right now, and the intent here is to acknowledge both a customer angle and an employee angle. The customer angle is that we see that in a lot of our cases, the woman of the house is playing a fairly big role in driving the decision making, right? And we find the woman coming with the husband or with the son or the brother to our office to discuss the finer details of the loan, etc. Particularly larger ticket cases like housing and so on. And so we see this very commonly in places like Kerala. 50% of our applicants are women. So we see a lot of women participation in decision making. But in a typical banking or NBFC branch, which is dominated by men, sometimes it can be hard for the woman to get herself heard or kind of feel comfortable kind of speaking up. And so that was the primary thought behind Maitri, is to say, what if we had all women branches, right? And would that encourage more women to come forward? Would it encourage them to speak up more and play a bigger role in the decision making? The employee angle of this is that we have struggled with hiring kind of women's sales staff in the past, because there is a feeling in young girls coming out of college, etc., that sales requires a lot of time commitments. Hours can be crazy, particularly during month ends, etc., and that male bosses can sometimes be not appropriately understanding of the constraints that a woman might have. So if she needs to go home at 7 or 7:30, she needs to go home because she needs to take care of her family and she needs to take care of dinner and so on. And if a male boss is not understanding of that, then it can just get really challenging. So we thought, what if we could what if the boss were a female too? Like, what if her boss was a female too? And so on. And sort of, snowballed into this idea of, okay, what if we created a whole chain which was kind of all women? And let's see how that goes, and whether it creates value. So it's an experiment. We will see. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. As I said, as a company, we like to be creative. We like to try things, and some things work and some things don't. And it's fine. This is an experiment we are trying. We are putting some money, some infrastructure, and some hiring behind it. Hopefully it'll work, and hopefully we'll be able to scale the Maitri branches to many more places in the country.
I hope so too. So finally, sort of a couple of questions. What is our North Star then as a company? You've previously spoken about maybe a banking license, but do we have a 5-year plan, so to speak?
See, there are 3 or 4 things that matter for any financial services company. Right, you want to serve a lot of customers, so you want to get to scale. You want to deliver consistent, good quality credit risk outcomes. You want to be very profitable, right? So those are the 3 corners of what I call the triangle of lending. Then there is the heart of lending, which is basically providing customer experiences which people will swear by, right? So essentially building a good consumer brand, and delivering the 3 kind of corners of the triangle of lending. If you do that consistently on an ongoing basis, you will create value. Like, it's not you don't need to do anything particular more than that, right? Now, while we have a bunch of goals internally in terms of all of these: scale, profitability, and risk, and so on. I won't bore our audience with the numbers themselves. What I'll just leave by saying is that we want to be a company that's relevant to our customers in the Bharat markets, right? When people think of financial services, when people think of taking loans, taking any kind of financial service in these markets, our budget customers of Bharat, who are our core base, our name should naturally pop in their mind as a possible service provider. It's not that we will serve all of them. We will not. There'll be many other people always. But will we be relevant in their lives? And can we play that part in the small town India to actually participate in the growth that is happening there, and hopefully in our own small way, drive that growth a little bit more and catalyze it. That's the goal.
Awesome. And any parting message for our followers on Facebook?
Well, what can I say? I'm overwhelmed by the amount of the numbers that you guys have talked about. 1 million followers, that's incredible. It is not long ago that we were a fraction of that number. So it's great to see this. I'm eternally grateful. I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to talk to all of you on an ongoing basis, and look forward to continuing to serve all of you, as well as create content that you would like to like and subscribe, I guess.
Thank you, Jairam. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.